Rajiv, look Naveen. I'm saying indeed that young lady was with me the previous evening. We both ate together. Naveen, take care of business. Get it done. That's it. Try not to stay nearby excessively lengthy. Quit staring off into space. Was it anything but a breeze that blew? Rajiv, there can be twist as well. Naveen, yet who was that breeze? Rajiv, I'm asking you this, who was she? The night she was hitting the dance floor with you at your birthday celebration. Seeing this, the psyche of even the divine beings ought to be shaken. I have never seen such excellence before today. Naveen, presently you quit commending her magnificence and tell her name? Rajiv, she is Chandni. Naveen, my companion Rajiv, no young lady named Chandni had come to my party, nor do I know any young lady by this name. Rajiv, indeed, I comprehend that you would rather not educate me concerning that wonderful young lady. Well, leave it or not, I will continue to search for her. Naveen, Rajiv, you are thinking totally off base. There is no such thing when I don't realize such a young lady named Chandni. Then, at that point, what would it be advisable for me to tell you? I don't know which young lady you saw for which you are going off the deep end. Rajiv, indeed, I have gone distraught since I have seen that young lady. I am not quiet in any event, briefly, where I see exactly the same thing. Presently you guide me. I need to meet her equitable once. Stunning story Hindi Mai. Naveen, I think this is your explanation. You said that young lady was hitting the dance floor with me in the party. In the event that a young lady hits the dance floor with me, could I not see it? Rajiv, we are not mine and this can't occur. When I find that young lady and acquire her front of you, then, at that point, you will concur. Naveen, hello man Rajiv, what a young lady you have kept on the young lady, regardless of whether there was a young lady. She came in the evening and vanished like evening. Presently don't pursue her, fail to remember her, don't have the foggiest idea who was where did she come from, which made you insane in one evening. Rajiv, I can't fail to remember her regardless of whether I need to. I will find her all over, I will track down her someplace. Numerous days passed. Naveen and Rajiv had not met for quite a while now, in light of the fact that for a long time Rajiv was meandering like insane from here looking for Chandni. Be that as it may, Chandni's whereabouts were as yet not known, and it is known how Rajiv neither had his location, nor had he met any of Chandni's companions. It involves one night that Rajiv was going to his home by walking, pondering Chandni to him, about the excellence of which Rajiv had gone distraught in the wake of seeing it once. Quite recently he was lost in the contemplations of the evening glow, that he began hearing some sound. He began paying attention to the voice from where that voice was coming. There were cemeteries on that side. Now and again, Rajiv would take a gander at the canines and some of the time towards the cemetery from where those frightening sounds were coming. Rajiv began moving gradually towards the burial ground with some trepidation, determined to hear those voices all the more intently. He had arrived at a distance of around 20 meters that he saw whatever scene in the graveyard that made his heart beat quicker and he became sweat-soaked. Stunning story Hindi Kahani. He saw that somebody was emerging from inside the grave in the burial ground. When he saw that scene, he ran from that point. There was a bus station a ways off of around 150 to 200 meters and he relaxed. At any point Rajiv began conversing with himself. Bapri, what could it have been that I recently saw? Might it at any point work out? How could a dead individual emerge from the grave? What a horrendous sight that was. And assuming that dead man had seen me so saying this, Rajiv's breath halted for like 5 to 10 seconds. He headed inside and sat in a bus station, not knowing when his eyes stalled out. When he woke up, he saw that Chandni was sitting before him, and his eyes were shut. He gradually went to her and murmured close to her ear, I don't have the foggiest idea how long I was searching for you. Today my pursuit is finished. Chandni opened her eyes hearing this and said, Who are you and for what reason are you searching for me? Do I know you? Rajiv, no, you don't have any acquaintance with me and I know you well overall, or rather, from the day I saw you, I am restless to meet you. I was passing on to see your excellence. Moonlight. In any case, that is all there is to it. Phantom story in Hindi for child. Hello there, I am Pooja and I live in Delhi with my friends and family. 2 or 3 years back, such an event happened to me, which I really remember with evil. This story is from around a long time back from today. Around then our money-related condition was terrible. Food and drink blueprints are made like an individual. Nonetheless, it is irrefutably testing to pay rent. Simply those people who live or have dwelled in a rented house know this. Whenever someone gets some data about the news on the way, the mother would concur that what is right. By and by so his occupation moreover vanished. I can't understand from where to pay the rent. On one event mother's incredibly close mate met mother on the way. Right when she moreover got some data about her condition, mother similarly repeated the very same thing to her. The sidekick said, "Don't worry about my kin. There is a house, which has been closed for quite a while. If you want, you can dwell there with your friends and family. Likewise, you won't have to pay the rent, just to do the cleaning." Actually, that auntie left starting there, resulting to sharing with such a degree. Mother got back home and told this to everyone. There is what is happening for our happiness. Just imagine that you are trapped in some issue and out of the blue you find someone who can clear your anxiety from the root. Those aunts similarly did moreover to us. The issue was taken care of soon. The next day mother's buddy went with the keys and said, "All of you shift today." Then, I and mother came right after cleaning that house, and around similar time we moved. Everyone was very delighted to show up at the new house, and thinking they were that now they will be pleasant. There were 2 stories in that house. There were 2 rooms on the ground floor and there were only 2 rooms on the essential floor. 2 or 3 days earlier an old grandmother came to our home and it has all the earmarks of being that you guys are in this house, new ones have appeared. Father said okay, then the old grandmother said, "You have come at this point, do you know about that this house was closed for quite a while? It would be understood that the houses that stay shut for a really long time are moved by ghosts and spirits." Daddy expressed, "Not in any way, shape, or form like this happens. Have you come to unnerve us? If it doesn't end up actually working, it has no effect when you will feel it. Then, you will understand that the old grandmother passed on directly following sharing with such a degree. As I told before that there was moreover wrapped up with there, I used to feel very unusual seeing that shut room. Seeing that shut room, my mind commonly felt that I would open it and see it. Following 2 or 3 days the landowner came and he communicated never to open this room. We have a couple of critical things in it. We said okay. At times were elapsed by giggling and playing without any problem. Regardless, dynamically unusual things started happening, like suddenly something evaporated and was found lying outside a comparative room. On occasion our canine, whose name was Pluto. You are examining Phantom Story in Hindi for Child. He stirs all of a sudden reliably and starts crying seriously, in view of which everyone's rest is disturbed. At times the more energetic kin stirs him at night and beats him. "Why do you cry reliably? You upset our rest." Till now everything were being seen as ordinary in the house. Then it included one night and my grandmother was resting in the room near the room which used to be closed on the ground floor, and both mother and father were in the rooms on the fundamental floor. Snoozed. In the town there was standard power outage during the night. There was no power even around then. At that point, I turned off the light and put down with my eyes shut. I don't have even the remotest clue when I fell into a significant rest. My eyes were at around 1.35 at night. Right when I opened my ears, I saw grandmother napping in a significant rest. There is dimness by and large around the room. You are examining Phantom Story in Hindi for Child. Outside the wiper, which was put close by the mass of the washroom, was boisterously sounding in the wall. In view of its hitting in the wall, there was an uproarious sound of the rails, and the glass holding tight the stake in front was moreover like the wiper on the wall again and again. I was feeling. The bewildering thing was that around then the breeze was not blowing regardless. For a name, focusing on those voices, I felt like some huge weight was placed on my chest. Considering that inconvenience I felt like this. Perhaps I planned to have a respiratory disappointment. The glass and the wiper had not stopped. That the unnerving sound of someone's snares scratching the doorway of the room, like someone pulverizing the entrance with sharp iron paws in a short period of time. We'll empty it. You couldn't in that frame of mind about what has been the deal with me, resulting to focusing on those paws. Then I thought for even one moment to stir Grandma and talk about the disturbances outside.